Hey, we figured one of the easiest things to kind of describe our first couple days in Panama so far would be to just kind of give you an update.
We've been pretty go because when we arrived, we had a few days in Panama City before taking off to the next city. Our first few days in Panama, specifically in Panama City, we stayed at a lovely Airbnb that was kind of along like a walking street.
On one end, there was Casco Viejo, which is the old city, and on the other end was a metro station, so it was actually very well connected to the rest of the city.
You are everything under the sky so blue. I found my piece of heaven, spending my days with you.
So we got there like super late on the first day. You probably saw that in the last vlog where we just kind of like crashed on that first day. The first full day, I guess technically, which would be day 2, we headed out for breakfast at the Coca-Cola Cafe. Now, this is a super interesting cafe because it's a little bit old school. It's got the old like Coca-Cola logos all over it, and it has a pretty decent, affordable breakfast. But Kayla found out something about the Coca-Cola term that they use.
Yeah, I read the menu, and the menu told me the whole history of the place. So basically, back in the day, Panama was actually one of the bottling facilities for Coca-Cola, and Cafe Coca-Cola is actually one of the only things that carries its namesake outside of anything actually Coca-Cola brand. And it was because it was such a big industry for Panama City, but it was also a big hub for Coca-Cola, and so they had this beautiful mutual relationship and they let them have the name.
The first few days, obviously, I was working. It was weekdays, so I set up in the office, or at least made my office on the little desk that they had there. There's also this like lovely kind of like
Terrace?
Indoor lounge terrace kind of vibe. So Kayla hung out there for a while, and then there was a balcony, which also was really nice. So overall, there's a lot of like nice spots within the Airbnb that we were able to use and utilize to be able to kind of like get work done and stay busy.
Yeah, I definitely regret not staying longer. It was a really great Airbnb. I loved how walkable it was and how close it was to all the other things. We also managed to do a little bit of a bar crawl one night.
Yeah, that's true. It's the end of the work day on day 2. We are currently packing up. Tomorrow we are leaving bright and early for David. It's about an hour and a half flight from Panama City. So we go and do that, but we leave tomorrow morning. Tonight we are hitting the town. We are gonna go check out a few maybe restaurants, a few bars, have some drinks, have some food. While we were there, we also went to go visit Casco Viejo, which is kind of like their old town portion, if you will. Like if you look at Panama, there's kind of like the business center with like the skyscrapers, and then there's Casco Viejo, which has like all the old like Spanish like buildings and European influence buildings, and it's very, very pretty. We were in, like I said, Panama City for probably about 2 or 3 days, and then we had to take off because we had booked kind of a whole week in David. Before we even took off, though, we ran into a little bit of a snag, our first, I would say, big snag of the trip.
It happened already. I left a bag in a cab. Luckily, it was my crossbody bag. Didn't have anything really important in it. I have my passport, I have my phone. Andrew's trying to get a hold of the guy through Uber, but it's very hard when you don't have a phone number to use and they can't call you. So we'll see if I get it back. If not, I lost some liquids. I lost Flux. I lost a deodorant stick and a face stick and some pens. So it's really not that big of a loss. It could have been worse. So we'll see. Maybe if I get it, maybe I can get it back. We will be back in Panama. But we should go and board this flight.
Yeah.
That flight that we took was actually with Wingo, which is a subsidiary of Copa, which we flew for the second leg of our trip from Cancun to Panama. And Wingo flies their smaller, more domestic routes and some of their like international but like close proximity routes. So I think they fly to like Chile and Colombia and Costa Rica and things like that.
Yeah.
The flight was really good. It was really fast. It was like an hour and a half. If you've ever flown the Toronto to Ottawa route in Canada, it was like that. It's literally like you're up in the air, you get there, you get to cruising altitude, you're at that for like 5 minutes, and then like prepare for landing.
So we are walking to our Airbnb because we just finished a coffee shop taking meetings, and not a lot of Ubers around. So we're kind of in the little bit of an off-road. So we're anyway doing a little bit of a trek, and we'll get there soon enough.
We made it to David, and we are currently about to unload our groceries. So we got here a little bit early, not quite able to check in just yet. So we dropped our bags with our host and went to the grocery store, which was a quick, 3-minute walk. We were hoping that we had enough bags because we did pack reusable bags for this trip. And it turned out that we needed one extra. We bought too many groceries. And as far as the price of groceries go, we spent about $75 US because they use US dollars here in Panama. And we got 3 meals a day for the week that we should be here.
5 or 6 days.
We'll see.
We'll see how it plays out.
See how it plays out, but pretty good. So we're gonna put that away and get settled in, and it's the weekend now, so who knows what we'll do next. So this is the note that we got from our host. This little selection of sweets from Chiriqui is for you too. You will find also for your consumption during this stay some fruits and local products like coffee, beers, honey, and others. I hope you enjoy your stay here. So cute.
So we have a really nice Airbnb. It's kind of like a grandma suite, I think they call it. We were there for the whole week, so while it was like very small, we didn't stay a lot inside because we had to, get out and explore and see stuff. There was also 2 bars that we mostly frequented. There was El Rincón, I hope I'm saying that right, which I believe means the corner.
Yeah. Really good drink specials.
They had some very good
happy
drink. There was a
hours,
lot of like
sangria.
two for one kind of sangria,
And they
then
had a pool, which we never got in.
it was a very weird thing because
we kept getting our bathing suit on, and
when
never
we
going
went
in.
there, we were like, oh, they have a pool. It's one of those kind of bars. Like, this should be fun. And then when we get there, it's like all families and kids. And then, so it kind of felt like there might have been like a motel kind of vibe with like a built-on bar at the back. And we were just kind of outsiders being like, 2 drinks while other kids swim, please. And it was like a weird thing. So we hung out there a couple of times, but it was all right.
But our favorite place was actually Hops, which is a craft beer brew pub.
Which was across the street.
Which was across the street from El Rincón.
Thankfully.
It served a bunch of international as well as Panamanian beers, which was really cool. So we got to try a bunch of different beers while we were there. We watched the Super Bowl there.
Yeah.
We did some work there a couple days. We did some
Played
travel
some
planning there. We
games.
played some games.
It was a great spot. They were super
nice. It was
nice.
all open air too. Like both of these bars were open air.
Right.
But
Yeah.
it was really enjoyable. Good morning. we are midway through our trip here in David, and this morning we have some people coming to clean our rooms, so change the sheets and stuff. So Andrew and I are out. We've packed our bag, and we're going to go wash some clothes because we need it at this point. So we're just finishing up our coffee, tidying everything up, making sure that everything is safe before we leave, and then we're going on an adventure to try and do that. We'll see how that goes.
Yo aguanto por tu cuerpo, otra señal en mi pecho, una rumba en mi cama. Me mata sin pensar, me monta sin parar. Quiero morir en tus labios. Vale la pena. Ey, ey, mami, vale la pena. Tú eres el tema, tan sexy, baby, tú la quemas. Ey, síguela, síguela, vale la pena. Tú eres el tema, un party, baby, tú la quemas. Síguela, síguela, síguela. Ey, vale la pena.
David is also known as the hottest place, the hottest city in all of Panama, and you could feel it. Like, it was warm.
Walking 30 minutes is not a bad thing. We typically will walk 30 minutes, just kind of, that's not a bad walking kind of length.
Yeah.
30 minutes and 40 degrees Celsius weather, not a great thing. That's 100
I
degrees
was gonna say,
Fahrenheit.
for our American friends.
Yeah, so we quickly learned that when halfway through, we were like, is there a coffee shop nearby with like ice
And
drinks
on
or
Sundays,
anything?
no.
Not a lot.
Not a lot on Sundays.
So it was a little bit of a
plan your
struggle.
pit stops accordingly.
Yeah. So we are still walking to the park. We took a detour to get some iced coffee and chill and just kind of not look like a piece of garbage because we were red hot tomatoes. At the time of stopping, felt like 39 degrees Celsius. Since our departure from the coffee shop, it now feels like 41 degrees Celsius. Anyway, we are trying to find shade as we continue to walk towards the park. Fortunately, the park is like 5 minutes from the coffee shop. We're gonna do a short-ish stop in the park, check it out, and then we're gonna continue on our way.
In contrast, we spent one day in Boquete. And Boquete is, it was about an hour by bus. We took a bus to get there and we did a coffee tour, but the difference in temperature was a full 10 degrees in the middle of the day.
Yeah, the one thing about Boquete, and this is maybe like a very niche comparison, but it was given off kind of like Jasper, Banff vibes. If you've ever been to those where it's like,
towns.
it's a mountainy town, everybody expects you to be a tourist. Like, it is like a very tourist heavy town. There's very few locals. Anyone who is kind of local usually works within like the tourism industry there. It was a lot of that. There's so much though. Like, we obviously we just went for like a day. We didn't even stay the night. We did a coffee tour, which was fantastic. And I'm sure we'll be continuing to talk more about that in later vlogs.
Yeah. Got some exciting news coming.
Yeah.
Maybe not for you, but for us.
For us. But there was also like, we didn't realize it, but when we got there, like, there's a volcano. Like, obviously it's dormant, but you can like hike it and stuff. Like, there's so much to do there, and it's very touristy, but like, either way, great place, super cute town, super clean, super well like organized. Loved it.
Good morning. It is our last morning in David. We are leaving on a plane back to Panama City today. So we are packing up. Andrew's making breakfast over there. And yeah, just excited to go to our next place. Technically, we don't get into our Airbnb until tomorrow, so we'll be at a hostel tonight, which this will be our first hostel of the trip. And I think we're sleeping in like a 9-bed dorm room. So we'll see how that goes. Hey, it's Kayla and Andrew from the future, just coming in to say thank you so much for watching this week's vlog. We will be back next week with all of our adventures in Panama City. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe and all that fun stuff. But we also wanted to acknowledge the fact that we take hundreds of hours of footage a week, and there's just no way that we can fit it into 1 week's vlog. So we actually are splitting up a bunch of different things. If you want to see our day-by-day play-by-play, you can head over to Shorts. We have all of our days there. I'll be catching up as we go, so who knows what day we'll be at by the time you actually watch this and then watch those.
We're so far into the future right now that I can't say anything because I don't want to mess up the timeline, but what's about to happen in a few days for you guys?
Wild.
So just get ready for it, but ooh.
We're also going to be putting out some extra content, like our entire coffee tour and
some snack hauls. I know some peeps are excited about them.
And like I said, the day in the life, basically every single day that we have been on this adventure, we'll be posting and telling you exactly what we're up to, where we're eating, what we're doing, even if it's a boring day where we're literally just sitting around. No, we don't tell you that.
We could.
Okay, you can do that.
Stay tuned though. We got so much more.
Yeah, see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.